Liz Truss has resigned as Prime Minister. Now, for an instant reaction, Rachel, Ben, what is going on?
Well, everything just seemed to happen in very quick succession from sort of late morning onwards, really. So Graham Brady, the chairman of the 1922 committee, was seen sort of dashing into the back door of Downing Street for sort of what we now know kind of crisis talks with the PM, after we saw, drip of more MPs just saying they had no confidence, going public saying they had no confidence, which means, the number that already had no confidence probably much larger than that behind closed doors. Then we saw Tory chairman Jake Berry go in there also, and we know that Therese Covey, the deputy PM, was in there as well. And then shortly afterwards, at 1:30, the Prime Minister came out, stood in front of a lectern in front of Downing Street, and said she was resigning as Prime Minister. She phrased it as she was unable to deliver on the mandate that she was elected on as Conservative Party leader, which was to cut taxes, basically. That was, she ran as a low tax Conservative. And she said, which was the kind of the surprising bit of the statement, that we could expect a leadership election to be complete within a week, which would suggest that this is all going to be sorted out by MPs as opposed to Conservative Party members now.
So, Ben, taking a look at the polls and kind of how the last couple of weeks have played out, they've clearly decided that it's more of a liability to have her stay than to announce that she's going without a clear plan for what comes next. When did that become inevitable?
On the day she became Prime Minister, perhaps. It feels like it was inevitable the minute she became Prime Minister. There was already by about mid-August, the level of coverage during the Conservative Party leadership election, the level of coverage was pretty intense. We didn't really have anything else to look at, did we? And voters, they took to Liz Truss first. There was a good level of, approval, liking of her, which lasted about a week. And this was midway through August, and then it just started to crash. And this was at the same time as Tory members were beginning to reassess, do I really want Truss over Sunak? So by the time she became Prime Minister, she was already in the net negative. Okay, she came in about as popular as perhaps Jeremy Corbyn was when he became Labour leader in 2015. And then she just crashed and burned. You thought perhaps, the death of Her late Majesty, this will be the moment for her. It wasn't. Rather, she just took a back seat. She was just another face of the many, during that week of mourning. It was from the get-go. We knew it was going to be difficult for her. From the get-go, we knew this was going to be a challenge for her, and she didn't live up to the challenge. She didn't surpass expectations. Well, actually, she did, because, my goodness me, this crash is nothing we have really seen before in any premier when they come to office. YouGov, the worst leadership ratings ever for a premier. That's unexpected, really. Well, not unexpected, but it's big. Okay, and you have, if you look at the polling now, even if you factor, for Tory undecideds coming back home, they're on course for a big defeat at the next election. This is, it's big. That's all I can say, really.
I think she was polling lower than Vladimir Putin a couple of days ago, which tells you something. And also, she's been outlasted by the Star's lettuce, which if you haven't been following that, go check out the lettuce. I think it's celebrating with disco lights at the moment. Obviously, we have no idea what comes next. But some predictions from either of you. They're going to run the contest. She said election, but we're not sure what kind of election it's going to be. They're going to run it in the space of a week. Any suggestions or predictions on contenders and who might be Prime Minister in a week? I said this morning it might be my cat, but if it's not my cat, who might it be?
I think all I can say, complete confidence at this point, is like Rishi Sunak will make a return to the cabinet, whether that'll be as a leader or in another kind of role. Every prediction he made about the economy and Liz Truss's leadership has been proved right over the summer. So he'll be in that top team. A lot of people obviously very much want him to run. It also could be Penny Mordaunt. I think I predict that, at least in the very immediate future and for quite a while, Jeremy Hunt's probably going to stay as Chancellor because he'll need to sort out the economic mess. So I can't see him moving at the moment. I think it will be a very muted contest. I don't think there'll be a lot of rows. I think it'll be a very disciplined and very short-run thing to try and bring the party together in some respect.
And Ben, final predictions from you?
Oh God, yeah. Similar to Rachel, it does. The thing with the Conservative Parliamentary Party is it's so fraught, it's so divided. You think of Tory members being factional and divided. No, Tory MPs are the same. It's like trying to get a unity candidate from Labour Party members in 2020. Are you really going to get that? It's going to be blooming hard. I can't swear, can I? But it's going to be very hard. Similar to what Rachel says, it's going to be quick. The rules, if there are rules agreed, we're still sort of speaking in if, buts, and maybes. They want it done by next week. Who could that be? Tom Tugendhat's ruled himself out. Michael Gove has ruled himself out. A lot of the people who have been sitting on the sidelines sniping have pretty much ruled themselves out. Will the party wear Rishi Sunak when half the party don't like Rishi Sunak? I don't know. Maybe someone who hasn't yet been tainted by the factional brush, someone who hasn't been tainted by, in intense media coverage could do it. But who does that suggest? That really does narrow the field, doesn't it? It's this next week is going to be, it may feel quiet, but in reality, who emerges from it, could get quite chaotic, really, couldn't it?